And we welcome you back to In the Box with Willie Ramirez. It is your look into the Professional Hockey Writers Association. We're taking it a step up this season, just not tweeting out links and you not getting to know the writers. No, we're bringing them to you via video. Today, joining me from New Jersey, Kristy Flannery, one of my two favorite followers on X. Yes, because of her content. Yes, because of her tweets. But two of my favorite X usernames are coming on this week. Yourself, Kristy, and someone from Toronto, Luke Fox. How are you today? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good. Thank you so much for inviting me on as I'm sitting in the parking garage in Newark, New Jersey. So thank you.
Getting ready for practice, yes. And, let's jump right into it. We got you in here for a few minutes to talk about the New Jersey Devils and talk about a project that you're working on to maybe give some insight as to what's going on and why this team is sitting in seventh place in the Metropolitan Division, especially with some talent. They should probably be a little higher up, challenging. There you see it, 22-17-3, 47 points. What's going on right now with the New Jersey Devils?
I mean, they've been dealing with injuries basically from the start of the season. Even in training camp, they lost a couple of players with injuries. So that's definitely been a reoccurring theme. And also, really, for me, the goaltending hasn't really been where they need it to be. And when you look at the team as a whole, I kind of describe the first half of the season as the goaltenders not being strong enough to mask the team's defensive lapses, and the team in front of the goaltender hasn't been doing the goaltenders any favors either, because a lot of the shots are right in front of the goaltender. They're unchallenged. So really, it's been a combination of a couple of things that have led to the team kind of sitting in seventh place right now.
How is it, you get a team like this that has different areas that needs improvement, as you mentioned, sort of getting the players to play to the level that they should be playing at. That can sometimes affect the locker room, not necessarily claiming or alleging dissension, but in a sense, their mental game, coming out and playing with confidence. How is sort of this start to the season before the All-Star break affecting them from a mental standpoint?
It's funny because Nico Hischier actually talked after last night's loss against the Canadiens about kind of like the mindset. And I think for a player, it's hard to describe that to media because it's just a mental aspect of the game. But I also think that people don't understand how important that mental aspect is. And if you want to talk about how confidence can affect a player's performance, just look at Michael McLeod. Look at what he's been doing with just the confidence that he built, going back to the last postseason. So I think that saying, outwardly to the media, the team can't get too high, can't get too low. I think that's easier said than done for the players, because then it goes into the mental aspect of the game. It always has that physical symptoms, right? Whether it's gripping the stick too tight or second guessing yourself or being a step behind. So the mental and the physical aspect of the game, in my opinion, are very much intertwined. And you would think that with the consistency being an issue this year, the confidence probably isn't where it needs to be at this point in time.
All right, so we got you in for a 5-minute major. We're going to wrap it up on this. You're working on a cool project that's sort of going to help, I guess, the fans really understand a little bit better, sort of a behind-the-scenes look. Tell us about what you're working on.
Yeah, so I've been working the past couple of weeks on talking to a couple of the guys about kind of what goes into being injured. Are the guys still attending meetings? Are they still around the team? What their life is like when they're not traveling with the guys, when they're not with the guys. I think that's kind of an interesting topic. And it depends on the guy, right? Some of these guys are single. Some of these guys have extra time with their family that maybe they wouldn't normally get if they were on the road all the time. So it's interesting to get a bunch of different perspectives on kind of how they handle their injuries and, being off the ice for whatever time it is going to be.
Yeah. And talk about another sort of aspect to affecting somebody mentally. If you're in a dry spell or you're not performing and you get injured, that could ruin it, because now you sort of can't get in a groove. And if you're in a groove and you get injured, it sort of thwarts that. So a lot of interesting aspects to that. When can we expect that to be out?
It'll probably be out hopefully by next week.
Okay, right on. We're going to look forward to that. I'm glad that we matched. I threw the hoodie up for you. We got the red on. We got it in inside 5 minutes. It's finally good to meet you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you out here. So I hope you plan on, when the Devils get out here, I say book the ticket and get out here and come visit us.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure meeting you as well.
All right, Kristy Flannery, make sure you follow her at one of the best X names from the PHWA in stilettos_NHL. We are back in the box with more guests this week. Peace.